Hello students, welcome to your 7th standard. Today we are learning from chapter 1, Nutrition in Plants. And from this chapter we are dealing only with the autotrophic mode of nutrition in green plants. Students, food is very essential for all kinds of living organisms because food provides us the necessary substances to keep up our body because our body has to function many different processes for all this food is required. Plants are capable of making their own food, but humans and animals cannot. That how the plants can synthesize their own food. That is what we are going to learn today. Students, food has in it some main components like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. So these are the essential components of food which serves in various ways to our body. Let's see to this later on. Then, what is the importance of food? Food acts as a source of energy to our body. So here, the food is also necessary for the growth and development of our body and for the repair of damaged body parts, and then to carry out the life processes. Some examples I would like to give you about the life processes, like as we are learning about nutrition, the digestion, then excretion, respiration, reproduction, all this we call this as life process. Mode of nutrition in plants. Plants prepare their own food by using raw materials like water, carbon dioxide, and minerals. The process of utilization of food by a living organism to obtain energy is called nutrition. So how do we define the nutrition? The process of utilization of food by a living organism to obtain energy. There are two modes of nutrition. They are autotrophic and heterotrophic. So let us now know the difference between the autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophs. Auto means self, tropho means nourishment, self-nourishment. Plants that have chlorophyll trap the energy from the sun. Students, chlorophyll is one of the green pigment is present in the leaves. Green pigment. So the color of the leaf is green. Who provides this green color to the leaves? That is chlorophyll pigment. So this chlorophyll is assisting in the making of food in plants. Such nutrition wherein the food is prepared by the organisms itself, we call this as autotrophic nutrition. The organisms capable of preparing their own food are called autotrophs. So those organisms which can synthesize their own food, we call them as autotrophs. All green plants are autotrophs. And heterotrophs are what? Heterotrophic organisms are those which obtain food from other organisms. It can be the plant source or animal source. Okay? Since these organisms depend on other organisms for their food, they are called consumers. Then what are plants? Plants are producers. All animals and non-green plants like fungi come under this category. Organisms that follow the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, we call them as heterotrophs. Hetero means others, tropho means nourishment. So they are depending on the other organisms for their food. Here, the diagrammatic representation of photosynthesis and the necessary material required for the function. So materials required here is sunlight, of course. Photosynthesis. Photo means light. So only in the presence of light, the plants can undergo this process. And the materials like carbon dioxide, water, they are the essential raw materials for this process. And oxygen is released as a byproduct. Glucose is the ultimate food which is synthesized in green plants during the process. So we can represent it in the form of an equation. Here you can see the word equation, carbon dioxide plus water. Here the arrow mark represents that the reaction is going on between carbon dioxide and the water. And what is synthesized? Glucose. Glucose is a simple carbohydrate which is synthesized. And oxygen is released as a byproduct. Oxygen is essential gas for all the living organisms for its one of the process called respiration. Process of photosynthesis takes place in the green leaves of a plant. Yeah, in the green leaves. The food is prepared by the green leaves of a plant is in the form of simple sugar called glucose. Then the extra glucose, what is like the plants also will utilize their own food for its functioning, and the leftover food is changed into another food called starch, which is stored in the edible parts of plant like root, stem, and leaves. So what is going on during the process of photosynthesis? Here, the conversion of sunlight energy into chemical energy. What is prepared? The carbohydrates. So conditions required for photosynthesis are sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, and water. Then how the plants obtain carbon dioxide, right? Students, we are going to learn about one of the parts of a plant body is called stomata. Here is the structure of stomata, where you can see in the picture there and the diagram there, a leaf and a cross section of leaf. So cross section of leaf has different parts in it, like you can see the upper and lower part there. This is called as epidermal cell, upper epidermis and the lower epidermis, where the lower epidermis is not continuous. It has some gap in between, right? These gaps have tiny pores, and these tiny pores are called stomata. The stomata, as I said, it's a tiny pore which is guarded by the guard cells. It just protects the pore. But coming to the functions of stomata, stomata performs mainly two functions. It helps in the transpiration process. So this also we'll learn in the upcoming classes, transpiration process. And the other function is it is also assisting in the exchange of gases. So the entry of carbon dioxide during the photosynthesis process, exit of oxygen during the same process, and during respiration process, entry of oxygen and exit of carbon dioxide. This is called exchange of gases. So this function is also through the stomata only. Then the stomata is helping in the absorption of carbon dioxide from the air. Then how do plants obtain water for its function? The water required by the plants for photosynthesis is absorbed by the roots of the plants from the soil through the process of osmosis. What is this osmosis process? We define osmosis as. So this is assisting in the movement of water molecules from a higher concentration region to its lower concentration region. Yes, students, higher concentration and lower concentration means the water is present in the soil, right? So water present in the soil in more amounts. Who needs it? The plants. It's a lower concentrated area. So water is moving from the soil with the help of roots into the plant body for its function. The water absorbed by the roots of the plant is transported upward through the xylem vessels to the leaves. So xylem vessel, you are learning in transportation chapter, where it reaches the photosynthetic cells. The plants also need other raw materials such as nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, and magnesium, etc. for building their body. So that during photosynthesis, it's only the carbohydrates are synthesized. The other raw materials the plants take from soil only. Nitrogen is essential element used by the plants to make proteins and other compounds. So with the help of this carbohydrate and proteins, other essential elements are prepared in the plant body. Now let us see where the photosynthesis is taking place in plant body. It is about the chloroplasts. Students, you are learning in detail about the chloroplasts in your class 9. Photosynthesis takes place in the leaves of the plants. Leaves have green pigment called chlorophyll. So what is the color of the leaf? It is green. Why? Because of this pigment called chlorophyll. So it helps leaves capture the energy of the sunlight, which is then used to prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. Students, what is the process is called as photosynthesis, right? So photo means light. So this light is trapped by this chlorophyll pigments, essential for the process. So during the process, the conversion of light energy to chemical energy is taking place. So because light is required here for the process, we say that sun is ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. So without the absence of sunlight, the plants cannot undergo the process. Photosynthesis in plants can also take place in other green parts like green stems and then green branches, right? But always it is in leaves. The more and more the photosynthesis is taking place. So glucose is the simplest food synthesized by plants. This glucose made by plants is converted into complex carbohydrates known as starch. These simple carbohydrates are used to synthesize other components of food, such as proteins and fats. The carbohydrate forms the basic essential material for the synthesis of other nutrients in plants. Proteins are nitrogenous substances. What are proteins? They are nitrogenous substances. So plants prepare proteins with the help of nitrogen, which is obtained from the soil. Plants use the minerals dissolved in water to convert glucose into carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So what plants will do? Plants, they make use of the minerals which is dissolved in water, and this is converted into glucose. Then from glucose, the other nutrients are synthesized. Then the importance of photosynthesis. Why it is important, children? Why the green plants are required for all the living organisms? Because the green plants provides you the food, right? As well, oxygen is released during this process. It is very, very essential for the breakdown of digested food to release energy in the living organism. And this takes place by a process called respiration. We are learning about respiration in the upcoming classes. So this is